Hey, hey. Today I'm dropping a bonus episode um, that is about tools that we recommend for webinars. I realized as I went through our business and I was looking through, these past few weeks as we've been going through the Tools We Love series, I wanted to make sure that I was capturing every tool that we use in our business, with the exception of the ones that are only specific to our business. So things that we use for being designers, right? I'm not going to go through like Adobe Creative Cloud or Photoshop or Illustrator or the pro tools that we use to run our agency and do work for clients. So I'm really just focusing on like you as the business owner getting started or trying to figure out what is your perfect tech stack. What are the things that we'd recommend in every category? And everything that I recommended are things that we are using. So um, just know that. And I realized as I looked through categories, it was actually Anna that alerted me to the fact that like we're not talking about the webinars, and so big ups to Anna for messaging me and reminding me to get on here and do a bonus. Um, so this one will be short and sweet because webinars, we just have a very simple platform to recommend. You know that we are big Kartra heads over here, really love using Kartra for really just like a one-stop shop for a lot of the marketing things that we're doing in our business. Now, the webinar platform that I use a lot, in fact, I use it every single week, is a sister company to Kartra. So it plays really nicely with all of our Kartra stuff that we put together in our Kartra account. It is Webinar Jam and Ever Webinar. Let me share my screen and talk you through these programs because it's not always intuitive which is which and why you would care about one or have one versus the other. So let me go over to the home screen here. So the way that it breaks down, like this is a sister company for Kartra, so everything plays really nicely with your Kartra account. And if you're getting into Kartra, you'll recognize the interface looks very similar to Kartra, the way that they both have a unique way of setting things up. And once you kind of like over the learning curve, it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy. So I get to re-up my Webinar Jam membership. That's why I'm locked and I'm unlocked over here for Ever Webinar. So they're actually two separate programs, both for webinars, but both have a different thing. And so you buy a yearly pass and you can buy them both together as a package. You can buy them separately. So why would you want one or the other or both? I'm going to talk you through what they do. Webinar Jam is known for its live webinar capacity. So this is if you're doing like that's it. You want to do live webinars. You want people to be able to show up live and hang out with you while you teach. It'll record it. People can come in and they can chat. Why would you do this over Zoom? Um, Webinar Jam can do set up like automated invites, like when people register, it'll add them to your email list. It'll give them some registration, like pre warm up emails that you can set up. You can do all of this through Zoom as well and have people sign up like using your mailing list, and then you can have the emails automated go out. But I like that Webinar Jam just has all wrapped up into one thing. The other thing I like is you can inject into your broadcasts, like when you're going live, you can inject like offers and links and have them kind of pre-programmed in there. And so people can just click on. And I think if for me, it just feels like it's a proper webinar. Like, that a webinar can feel different than just being in a Zoom room. And I'm not saying one is better than the other, but if you want that like real webinar live experience where you've got the chat roll on the side and you got the presenters there and people can kind of grab a workbook and all of that, you'll want Webinar Jam. You might see the price and go, yeah, no, I'm just going to do everything through Zoom if it's live. And that's totally understandable. I think for me, if you would invest in one of these two, so let me go through Ever Webinar for a second and then I'll give you my opinion. Ever Webinar is automated webinar. So what does that mean? That means you ran it live once and recorded it, and now you have it set on every day, anytime. There's a couple different options there. You can run once a week a webinar that seems like it's live, is got a live feel to it, but it's actually just a pre-recorded webinar that's happening every week. You can have a just-in-time webinar where people, it's not pretending to be live. It is just like whenever you want to watch it. If somebody finds your Instagram and they go to your website and they're like, hey, yeah, I really want to take this like 20-minute class here. And you can, sell your products on demand. So you can do that with every webinar. And then there's a couple options in there, like where you can pre-record. I like to do a lot of pre-recorded things because then I can get the best of myself and my energy. Sometimes, as an introvert, I never know where my energy is going to be on any given day. And you can kind of like, I don't know, schedule a broadcast for 3 o'clock and then feel like, oh man, it's going to be really hard for me to like get, because we're having to like grab energy to be able to like communicate with high enthusiasm. And for some people that comes really naturally, and sometimes for introverts it doesn't. So being able to like pre-record things at a time where it really benefits me and my energy is important. And then I can use a tool like EverWebinar to promote it and to have automated webinars. So you can do like a hybrid where part of it is pre-recorded, like maybe the sales pitch is pre-recorded, but you come on live for like 5-10 minutes. And so it seems like it's really live and then it switches over. You can have a fully automated where it's already been recorded. You could be there in the chat box while the pre-recorded part is going, and you can respond to questions and things like that. So people really feel like there's a two-way communication going on. So I'm a big, huge EverWebinar fan. I think it's really important in your arsenal for having automated if you're trying to get people into discovery calls, if you're trying to sell an online program. Having that on autopilot and not having to go live all the time can be really powerful. So if I only had the budget for one, I would go EverWebinar. And if you're going to do anything live, I would do it via Zoom or streaming. Like I'm streaming right now on StreamYard. I use that as the service for our Facebook group. So you could stream live using StreamYard because Webinar Jam can sometimes be like a costly investment, or to get both of these can be pretty costly. And if you're just getting started, it might just be like way out of your budget. So if I got one, I would get EverWebinar and I would leave Webinar Jam, unless you are like somebody who thinks that you're going to do like, hey, I really want to do like weekly webinars or 2 times a month. I want to do them live. Like that's a really part of your marketing plan. Then I would say Webinar Jam, but I still think you're going to need a way to like package up those webinars and sell them automated or have them for free automated. Yeah, so if I was going between the two, I think I would definitely go EverWebinar. Let me just show you. It's super simple. You can see like now we just did Wealthy Wellness Biz in August, and now it's turned into an EverWebinar. So it is ready to go. We have a bunch of different webinars, and I can do analytics. I can see who registered. I can see how much that they watched, etc. And then it sets kind of all of this up with like the automated emails that go out to people. I think that's it. I mean, I wanted to just make sure that let's get out of here. I wanted to make sure that I just spent a little bit of time just talking about those platforms and why you would want to use them. If you have any questions about webinars and how they fit into like a really good marketing plan, just send me a message in the Facebook group. And yeah, other than that, have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye now.